Hi there, Linda Hollington with Coldwell Banker Paradise, and today we're going to talk about buyers markets and sellers markets, because things can change so fast. You go from one thing to another, and sometimes it's hard to keep up. And most people, let's face it, unless they're interested in buying and selling, they're not keeping up with the market. They may start checking once they decide they want to do one or the other, but they're not really not really keeping up with it. A buyer's market's when you have more homes for sale than there are people looking to buy. And they tend to just get to be more and more and more. That's what we have right now. A seller's market is when there's very few homes. And so people are bidding and buying them very quickly, sometimes making poor decisions in the process. But that's the difference. There's not very many homes, so they're trying to scoop up whatever they can, especially if they really have to have one. And that's how you can tell. The other way you can tell about the buyer's market is, or seller, is how close the home sold to the asking price. As you know, in a seller's market, they ask top price, and sometimes people come in with over what they were asking for price. So, and then they don't even do an appraisal or anything like that. They just buy the house. They just pay the difference. So if they're paying too much, if they're going over the asking price to pay for it, and it's happening very quickly, you're absolutely in a seller's market. What should a buyer do in a seller's market is really be ready to make your offer quickly, have that approval already done, and your money, you just don't get pressured into going above what you. That's the most important thing. And yes, they change quickly. And waiting for a better market sometimes not an option. You're moving for a job, or whatever the reason you are moving. You may not have that option. You may have to buy it. So you have to be think about negotiating and doing the very best you can with what you have to work for, because it won't always stay that way. And for instance, if you're in a seller's market and that all works out fine for you, and you paid too much for the house, and you kind of feel like you have to stay there, you have to find ways to make the best of it. If you in a buyer's market and feel rushed, you make the wrong decision, just find a way, to make the best of those decisions, because it happens in these times when you're really challenged on what to do. But your realtor can help you with that. They can keep you out of that mess. Thank you for joining me. See you again real soon.